I saw Megan Rapinoe, the football player, soccer, of course, over in America, who has just retired. And right at the moment of her retirement, she said, oh, what I'd really want is to see trans women playing in the US women's national soccer team, which is great because it means her place won't get taken. And my response would be, OK, so what happens if Lionel Messi, who's playing in the MLS in America, what happens if he decides to identify as a woman? A, he can, if he wants to. B, there'll be no law against him prohibiting him from playing for the American women's national team. Is that the way we're going to go? Where Lionel Messi suddenly says, I'm a woman, and breaks even more records, but makes it irrevocably impossible for an actual woman to compete. That is where this is going if we're not very careful, isn't it?
Oh, it's true. And you said it, Piers. It doesn't affect Rapinoe anymore. So have fun virtual singling. That's exactly what she's doing. Like for my sport, it affects many lifters. I know 4 lifters off the top of my head that will be competing against Anne coming up and that have a problem with it, that have actually written the federation. 2 people have dropped out. 1 person cut weight so they don't have to compete against Anne. It's not consensual. And I mean, it only takes 1 person to not consent. And the federations that are allowing this, it's disgraceful. It is disgusting that they're allowing this to happen.
Yeah, I mean, it's basically licensed cheating is what it is. And it's like saying that certain competitors can dope. If that was the case, everyone would be up in arms and saying, well, it's unfair because you get an advantage. This is unfair. You get an advantage. I mean, there's another story over here, which I know you're aware of, which has really just staggered me. A health charity in the UK that helps women specifically suffering from endometriosis, which is a condition about the lining of a womb, has now appointed as its chief executive a trans woman, so a biological male. What do you think of that?
I heard that, and I mean, what a huge insult to women. I went for a test the other day. I went for my first mammogram, and, I was just sitting there thinking, like, how would I feel if there was, a man in there with me? It's a very private issue. Even just going into locker rooms, women are very private. Like, I'm always covering myself up, and that's in front of women. So you take something like so private, like a health condition, and you appoint a man in charge, a huge slap to women's faces.
Yeah, it's nuts, isn't it? April, are you going to appeal against your suspension?
Yeah, so the first step, I have a great lawyer. Lisa Bildy is my lawyer. We will be appealing it. We do have 10 days. And then after that, we will be pursuing other legal avenues, which I can't announce right now, but we will be seeking legal action.